Did you ever watch an anime where you were sucked in and immediately went, yeah, this is my jam? For the most part, it normally takes me 3 to 4 episodes to decide whether I'm going to continue watching an anime. But there is the rare occasion when I come across a very interesting anime. Sometimes it's the action ones, but most of the time it's those slice of life animes that go, yeah, this is something that I can relate to in certain aspects, but it also has all those anime things that I just love to see in anime. But are you going to enjoy it? Let's find out. An elite and aloof schoolgirl is in fact severely withdrawn and anxious about communicating with others. An ordinary schoolboy befriends her and helps her to open up and talk with people. Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is my review for Netflix's kind of original anime, Komi-san Communicate. This is one of those licenses that they're airing just after the episode has aired in Japan. So I believe there's 2 episodes and we have the first one, so it's a few hours between they're releasing 1 and 2, and so hopefully we'll continue to have that on a weekly basis. I believe that's how it's going to go. Netflix have been doing a deal where we get a few of those that are released weekly and we get them weekly. Some are even like 2 or 3 hours. This anime, however, it grabbed me almost from the first few minutes. It's a really interesting premise. You have the very popular, most beautiful girl in school in a college, I believe that is like an elite college. And this college is filled with very extreme people, very different, weird, wacky. There's just gonna be an amalgamation of people that are very, very bizarre in their own ways. And to even be able to get into this college, you got to have one of those things. And so our main protagonist, Tadano, isn't really the main protagonist because Komi is kind of the main protagonist, but it's more like Komi and Tadano in this first episode at least, where Tadano is the kid that he doesn't know how he got into this college. And so we see him wanting to check out what life is gonna be like. He's amazed he's gotten in here, and so somehow he ends up sitting next to Komi. Somehow he has the locker next to Komi, and so the story naturally progresses as we find out that Komi is unable to communicate. She has massive anxiety. The way they communicate is very interesting, and that for me would have been enough of an interesting premise, but it's the way that it's shown, the animation, how it's drawn, the cute mannerisms that we get, the quirky anime moments where they look at each other and it's sudden like exclamation marks or faces that are embellished to extreme to over exaggerate what they're feeling in that moment. You know, the exclamation mark and then their faces like or suddenly they will walk out really quickly with the exaggerated sound. It's exactly what you'd expect to have this kind of slice of life but with anime in it, because it's an anime obviously. The animation itself is beautifully done. There are moments where it's talking about how beautiful Komi is and it's slow-mo and you see the cherry blossoms and leaves come across and you're just like, yeah, this is pretty cool. But what is really intriguing is where the story is gonna go, because our protagonists are in a college of extreme students. Her dream is to have 100 friends, but she can't even talk. And so that's going to be very difficult in a normal school. But with a college with students that are very extreme in themselves, Tadano, protagonist, is going to find it very difficult to help Komi make friends. I think for the most part, this is very fun. It has everything that I don't want for an anime. It's well drawn. The voice, obviously watch it in the original. The voice work is fantastic. The dialogue is quirky, but it also is quite touching. Even the themes touching on anxiety and the way they show that is very real. So in the slice of life, if you manage to take on themes that people can relate to, it doesn't matter what walk of life you are, sometimes you have those experiences where if you're an introvert and then you have anxiety as well, going up to another person and talking to them is like the hardest thing. Even making a phone call, you know, the best thing you can do, and maybe that makes you nervous as well, is just try and like communicate by writing or emailing. And if you struggle with that, I feel like you're going to relate to this anime somewhat. I really appreciated what they've done and the themes with it. So although it's anime, it's touching on real themes, and so it's put together a package that's, I think, a lot of people are going to find really endearing, but also really fun to watch. I mean, I laughed out loud a couple of times because there were moments I was like, yeah, that was funny, but that was also really real. So for the moment, episode 1, I'm giving 4 Nicolas Cages out of 5. I'm really looking forward to the next episodes. Let me know your top 5 slice of life animes below. And did you enjoy this? Thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.